Hey, how's it going? I hope you're all well. As you've no doubt seen by now, a lot of crazy stuff has gone down in the last week or so on YouTube in regards to the whole Logan Paul situation. And I'm not here to do a play-by-play video reaction or to talk about the ins and outs of everything that went on in what he did. I've made it very clear my stance on this on Twitter and other social medias that I think that it was a completely disgusting thing to do. That the lack of humanity that was shown in that video is astounding. It shocks me to my core. And I can't believe it ever made the light of day, and that a sense of conscience didn't kick in between recording this thing, which is already morally just and ethically really strange and a really messed up thing to do. But the fact that your conscience didn't kick in between recording it and then having to edit it and then having to upload it and make a thumbnail and title it and re-record an intro for it and all these different types of things. I can't believe a video like that ever made the light of day. And other people have made a lot of response videos to this already, and a lot of people have hit the nail on the head in regards to where my thoughts lie. So I don't want to bog down a video talking about it again and going over the same stuff again and talking about the same types of mentalities again. I do not stand for it. I do not think it was a good idea. I do not think that it ever should have been made. He has since made 2 apologies in regards to the situation. The first one should not be out there on the internet because it was not an apology. It was horrible. It showed a complete disconnect from the situation and showed how unself-aware he was about the whole topic. And it was all very self-congratulatory and it didn't seem to take the situation seriously at all. His second apology was a lot better. It's still, I don't know whether to take it seriously or not because of everything that went down between that. The fact that the video still exists and the fact that his first apology was his first knee-jerk reaction to it and didn't show any sort of seriousness at all. His second apology did seem a lot more serious in regards to it, and he seemed to take a lot more blame. But again, we'll see what happens after this. Actions speak louder than words in regards to a situation like this, and we're yet to see how he'll go forward from this, so it's yet to be determined whether he learned anything from this at all or whether it was taken seriously. And that brings me on to what I want to talk about next. It's easy to talk about a situation like this and just condemn it completely and say that it was wrong and say that it should have been done better and executed more properly and everything. But as I said, actions speak louder than words. So what I want to do is this Sunday, what date is that? January the 7th, I want to hold a charity live stream for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. I want to go forward and try and turn this into some sort of a teachable moment, into some sort of event that we can learn from. He said that his original intent with making a video like this was supposed to be raising awareness for suicide and raising awareness for depression and how to prevent it and to talk about the situation. He didn't do that properly. He executed that absolutely horribly, and he might have done more damage than good. We can't let this be a thing that exists and just be a terrible moment that exists on YouTube. We can't let this be the defining moment for what YouTube is, and for the start of this year to start it off with something like this just existing on YouTube and everyone thinking that that's just the way YouTube is. Because YouTube themselves have not really, they haven't really come out against this either. They said that they don't tolerate stuff like this, and it's completely against terms of service to even upload a video like this. But they've yet to put in their action. Like, a lot of action has not been taken against this yet. And I'm not an authority to be able to take action in any capacity like that in regards to the way YouTube can. But what we can do is, as a community, we can come together to turn this situation into a positive. That this blemish that exists right now, that this horrible state of humanity that exists on the platform right now, and this horrible mentality on this negativity that exists on the platform right now, we can somehow turn it around and turn it into something positive. That we can turn this situation into something more productive, more worthwhile, and something that a really good thing can come out of. And now a lot of YouTubers and a lot of people, including myself, out there have donated to the AFSP already, and another Japanese organization who deal with mental health issues in Japan and in that area in regards to this situation. And I think that that's an incredibly great step in the right direction. Because, as I said, it's easy to sit here and it's easy to talk about how bad it is of what somebody did, to talk about how much of a horrible person they are, and to not condone their actions. And it's easy to talk about how much YouTube should come down on that person and to raise our pitchforks and go for the throat. But let's not forget how much we can do in the opposite direction to turn such a horrible situation into an incredible beacon of light in a dark time. Because there's so many people out there, including the victim who was in this video, who feel like they have nowhere else to turn, who feel like the world is coming down on them and they're all alone and they have nowhere else to go. And it's organizations like this who help people in those regards, to help people in those situations, to remind them that they are not alone, that there is an outlet for them to go to talk to, that they do have somebody out there who will listen to their plights and who will listen to what they're going through. Because while some people out there do have a lot of loving family and friends who will listen to them as well, sometimes that's not enough. And sometimes you feel like you can't turn to anybody, but there are people out there who will listen. And let's not forget about just basic human decency. The humanity behind all of this is at the root of it all. To show each other the same basic human decency towards one another. That we all go through the same issues. Some of us are having a harder time than others. But at the end of the day, we're all just people. We're all here together in this, fighting the good fight, all together, trying to just find happiness in our lives. And I think doing something like this is what the message behind all of this was supposed to be. What Logan thought he was doing was spreading a message about awareness for all of these types of topics. So let's actually do that instead of pretending that that's what we're talking about. So yeah, charity stream on the 7th. Just sit down, play some games, all hang out together, all have a really good time, and let's do something really great together. And let's raise money for a really great cause and make sure something like this should never ever happen again. Because this is one of the lowest points I've ever seen on YouTube. And I don't want something like this to just remain a really negative thing, that when people look back on this, we can use it as a moment that we did something great, instead of letting a negative moment define the whole platform and everybody else that's on it. But thank you all so much for listening. I hope we can all learn something from this situation. And I said I wanted to make this year a really positive year. I kept talking about positive mental attitude and moving forward and trying to share that positivity with the world and doing great things. And this situation is not a great start to the year, but we can turn it into something far more positive than what it would have been. We can move forward on better footing than we would have before. But I will leave a lot of information as to what I talked about and a lot of links to different organizations and different helplines and everything in the description below of this video. I hope to see you all on Sunday, where we can all come together and do some really great good for the world. Bye, guys.